Walk into a 7-Eleven in Tokyo and the door chime feels like a welcome. Bright cases of onigiri and bento look as if someone's grandmother plated them 10 minutes ago. Karaji glows under warm lights. The floor is spotless and a small corner somehow holds an ATM, bill payment terminal, printer, ticket kiosk, parcel counter, and a microwave that people actually use. Walk into a 7-Eleven off a US freeway and the picture changes. Many locations are bolted to gas stations. The hot case feels like an afterthought, and most people treat the store as a pit stop, not a plan for dinner. Same logo, two different worlds, and that gap is the story. It begins with how each country first met the idea. In the United States, the roots go back to 1927 Dallas, when an ice house started selling milk, bread, and eggs so neighbors could skip a long trip. Convenience meant staples and long hours, a pragmatic add-on to an existing business. Japan met 7-Eleven in 1974, when the first store opened in Toyosu, Tokyo, purpose-built for dense, walkable neighborhoods. From the start, it leaned on frequent deliveries, small footprints, and an obsession with freshness. Three traits that would turn a corner shop into daily infrastructure. Within a decade, systems were in place that made the format feel almost surgical, ordering based on real sales data, multiple deliveries per day, and product lines that changed with the season so the store always felt alive. Scale locked those differences in. Today, Japan has roughly 22,000 7-Elevens, which means one is almost always a short walk away in any city and many towns. The US SMAS network is huge too, around 12,000 stores, but spread across car territory where the format is often tethered to fuel. Density matters. In Japan, the brand sits naturally on the loop between home, train, office, and back again. In the US, it's more likely a stop between highway exits. One reality is designed for pedestrians with 5 minutes to spare. The other is designed for drivers with 5 minutes to kill. Open the Japanese cold case and you understand the reputation immediately. Rice balls are turned multiple times a day, not once. Bentos are balanced and seasonal. Ginger pork in winter, grilled mackerel with pickled daikon, curry rice that actually tastes like a meal. Sandwiches are trimmed and shockingly fresh. Salad cups line up beside cut fruit, yogurt, pudding, and a parade of teas and coffees that reads like a beverage boutique. Drinks tell you what month it is. Sakura in spring, yuzu and salty lychee in the heavy heat, roasted barley tea as summer softens, spiced milk and cocoa when the wind turns cold. Hot counters stay tight and hot, not tired and greasy. Barista-style machines grind to order. Restrooms and counters are clean because the store is treated like a neighborhood utility rather than a catch-all kiosk. In the US, the brand has been pushing upgrades. Better coffee, remodeled stores, even full kitchen concepts in some markets. But perception lags. For decades, the mental picture was gas, soda, cigarettes, and a slice under heat lamps. Food wasn't the point, so food didn't win hearts. Even now, when a remodeled location offers decent pizza or fresh tacos, many Americans don't say, "Let's go to 7-Eleven for dinner," unless other options are closed. In some neighborhoods, late-night incidents around convenience stores have also colored how people feel about stopping in after dark. In Japan, the same sign often reads as safety, a bright, staffed room on a quiet street where you can regroup at any hour. Function is where Japan's version becomes quietly superior. A typical Tokyo store is a 5-minute solution to half a day's problems. You can build a perfectly respectable lunch for pocket change, onigiri, salad, miso, coffee, then print a contract, pay a utility bill, ship a parcel, buy concert tickets, pick up an online order, and top up a transit card before you walk back out. Tourists plan Konbini crawls because the shelves are a crash course in everyday Japan. Office workers rely on late-night bentos to bridge long shifts. Students live on rice balls and canned coffee during exam weeks. Parents pop in for prepared side dishes that actually taste like dinner. The store is a service hub, and it works because it's everywhere and ruthlessly consistent. Why did the paths diverge so hard? Operations, culture, and competition. 7-Eleven, Japan tuned its supply chain around high frequency, small batch deliveries, and precise demand forecasting decades ago, so freshness could be real, not a slogan. Dense cities rewarded those habits. Low vandalism and strong social norms protected the investment, and fierce rivalry with Family Mart and Lawson forced constant improvement. If your bento slipped, the shop 2 doors down took your lunch crowd. In the US, the competitive set has been gas-and-go C-stores more than food-forward corner shops. So the pressure to make dinner genuinely good arrived later and unevenly. History adds one more twist. In 2005, the Japanese site's parent company took control of the American original, flipping the family tree. Since then, the instincts that made Japanese stores beloved, freshness, cleanliness, seasonal variety, tight operations, have had a louder voice inside the global brand. You can see the influence in newer US stores with better coffee programs, improved hot food, and cleaner layouts. But decades of expectations don't change overnight, and a car-centric footprint still pulls many locations back toward fuel plus snacks. Numbers make the contrast tangible. In Japan, store counts hover around the 22,000 mark, part of a broader convenience ecosystem of roughly 56,000 shops across the big three chains and others. In the United States, locations sit around the 12,000 range, with corporate figures often citing a combined US-Canada number a bit higher. The difference isn't just totals, it's how those stores are distributed. In Tokyo, a cluster of 3 convenience stores on one block is normal. In many American suburbs, you might pass one on the way to the freeway and not see another for miles. Ask people what they actually do in each country and the contrast becomes human. In Tokyo, 7-Eleven is a credible plan. A for breakfast, lunch, or a late dinner. A nori-wrapped onigiri, a crisp salad with sesame dressing, a hot soup, a dessert that tastes like someone cared. You might pay a bill or print tickets while you're there. Office workers pick up espresso and a warm meat bun at 7 a.m. Grab a bento and cold tea at noon, and circle back for a hot drink before the last train. In Los Angeles or Dallas, it's still more likely Plan B. You go because it's open, not because you crave it. You'll buy a drink, maybe a corn dog or a slice, and get back in the car. One experience feels like a tiny civic center. The other feels like a roadside station. Freshness is the quiet engine in Japan. Rice doesn't like to wait. Neither does fish or custard cream. The only way to serve them well is to move product in small, constant waves. That's why shelves look full without feeling stale, and why a midnight visit often yields something worthy of a real meal. Seasonality helps too. When strawberries peak, they show up in sandwiches and parfaits. When summer crushes the city, the drink case leans hard into unsweetened teas and electrolyte blends. When autumn hits, chestnut sweets roll in like weather. The store doesn't just sell things, it marks time. Cleanliness amplifies the effect. Floors and counters are kept immaculate, not because a manager once told staff to mop, but because the store plays a civic role and has to look the part. The tidy presentation gives customers permission to treat 7-Eleven as a dining option, not a last resort. It also makes tourists feel comfortable enough to linger, read labels, and take chances on unfamiliar items. In the US, even when an individual store is spotless, the brand still fights an old stereotype that links convenience retail to low standards. Changing that perception takes years of consistent experience, not a single remodel. Price and value tell their own story. In Japan, it's normal to build a filling, balanced meal for the price of a fancy coffee elsewhere. Onigiri plus salad plus miso, or a hot bento with pickles and dessert. You leave feeling like you ate food, not a compromise. In the US, plenty of items are affordable, but value often means calories per dollar, and the menu leans toward fried, salty, and shelf-stable. When an American location does offer fresh bowls, sandwiches, or tacos made in-house, local fans take notice precisely because it feels like a break from the norm. There's also the question of safety and comfort. In Japan, a late-night 7-Eleven is a beacon. People step inside to regroup, warm up, use an ATM, or simply stand under gentle light for a minute. Staff presence, camera coverage, and neighborhood norms make the store feel like a safe pocket. In the United States, experiences vary widely by area. Some stores feel bright and friendly, others feel tense at certain hours. That variability shapes the narrative more than any menu board can. Technology ties the Japanese model together. Ordering systems match stock to actual neighborhood taste. Coffee machines adjust grind and water temperature. Point-of-sale data steers micro-decisions, store by store. Customers pay with transit cards, mobile wallets, or cash, and the entire flow from "I need something" to "I'm back outside" is measured in heartbeats. The US version has been racing to catch up on app-based ordering, rewards programs, and better coffee hardware. And where those pieces click, the experience improves dramatically. But the baseline remains uneven. Culture finishes the comparison. In Japan, Konbini is a love word. People trade rankings of the best egg salad sandwich, argue about which store does Odin best in winter, and recommend seasonal sweets to visiting friends the way others recommend restaurants. In the United States, the same brand name still triggers jokes about questionable hot dogs and neon Slurpees. The irony is that both images are true in their own context. The logo never changed. The countries built different expectations around it. The neat bookends are easy to remember. The first American incarnation, Dallas 1927, an ice house selling staples. The first Japanese store, Toyosu, Tokyo 1974, a purpose-built node for a city on foot. Today's counts? Roughly 12,000 stores in the United States and around 22,000 in Japan. 2 timelines, 2 maps, 2 sets of habits. In one country, the brand is still largely a bright box attached to pumps. In the other, it's where millions quietly solve 15 minutes of life 3 times a day. And that's why visitors rave. It isn't just that the food in Japan is better, though it is. It's that the store fits the way people move, on foot, by train, through small apartments and long days with 100 tiny errands to stitch together. Clean, fast, fresh, seasonal, there when you need it, invisible when you don't. In the United States, the same sign can feel like a gamble after midnight. In Japan, it feels like a guarantee. When you experience both, you understand how one brand can wear 2 faces. Pragmatic pit stop in one place, beloved daily ritual in the other. And why the version under Tokyo's neon has become a small, gleaming emblem of how convenience should feel.